When I was a kid, I could only watch as my father took out his anger on my mother. One afternoon, I came home from school and found her collapsed in a pool of red. I barely managed to call an ambulance in time to save her life. After that day, I knew I had to do something to protect her. A neighbor once told me about a certain plant she grew that had poisonous leaves, which she used to keep pests away. That gave me an idea. I secretly took a few leaves from her garden and started making tea for my father whenever he hurt my mom. Over the next few weeks, I watched as he grew weaker, constantly feeling sick and throwing up. One evening, as he started yelling again, I put water on the stove to boil. But before I could bring him another cup, I heard a loud thud, then my mother screaming. I ran in and saw him collapsed on the floor, unconscious. While my mother rushed to call the police, I excitedly told her that the leaves had worked. She froze, staring at me in shock, before finally pulling me into a hug and whispering, "Thank you." A few days later, my father passed away in the hospital, but during the autopsy they found traces of the toxin in his system. The police showed up at our door, launching an investigation. Without hesitation, my mother told them everything I had done. In that moment, I felt completely betrayed. But I also knew I had to protect myself. When the officers asked if it was true, I admitted it, but I also told them my mother had convinced me to do it. She was taken away, and I was placed in foster care. Looking back, I regret what I did, but I was just a terrified 13-year-old who thought he was saving his mother. I didn't know any better.